You know what time it is? It's time for Kaiju Clash! Kaiju Clash! Fight! So, our last Kaiju Clash, I did share it on Twitter to let people know what the results were, because we're recording so far in advance that the actual we didn't discuss it in any of the episodes previous to this. But the Kaiju Clash results from the last one that we did was Gamera won by 39 not by 39 votes, with 39 votes, which was equated to 55% of people voted for Gamera over Gigan, the Showa era versions. And
can we insert a little I told you so voiceover in this? Can we do that? And Travis, will you please remind the folks about what the actual score so far is between us two?
It's true.
What was that? Say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
It's 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting is, and I don't mean to knock your abilities to defend the kaiju that you are defending, but most of the people voting on these have not even listened to our episodes to see what our arguments are for it. So most people are using their own judgment on this.
Okay, so look. Because I trust my groupie members, my Kaiju groupie members from the Kaiju Groupie Facebook group. I trust them. I feel like they're very smart, capable, intelligent people. And I am so happy that they voted overwhelmingly positive for Gamera.
There were a few that was still for me. Actually, the Facebook group was the closest that we had, because it was only 3 votes difference, because Gamera had 26 votes and Gigan had 23, so only 3 votes difference between Gamera and Gigan in that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm overselling it a little bit. Mm-hmm. I will admit I am overselling it just a little bit. You know me, Travis. I have a taste for the eccentric.
Okay. Well, this time around, we're going to have a clash between two monsters. One we've actually been talking about this whole episode mostly. And because following our rules that we set up, that the loser goes first each time around, I get to go first on this one.
Again.
Yeah, again. So, this time around, we are pitting Gaira against King Kong. Now, the King Kong that we're pitting against Gaira is specifically the Toho King Kong Escapes.
Wait, hang on. You told me I was allowed to use Legendary Kong.
No. And I'll tell you why. There's a really good reason why I specifically chose not just Toho in general, but specifically King Kong Escapes, King Kong, to pit against Gaira. Haruo Nakajima plays Gaira, and Haruo Nakajima plays King Kong in King Kong Escapes.
Okay.
So it's Nakajima versus Nakajima.
It's because you were scared of those lightning hands is what it was.
Hey, Gaira can, you know what? I'm going to get into it. Gaira can handle some high-powered electricity, because we just watched this movie, the masers and the high voltage attacks that they used. Yeah, it weakened him. Yeah, it kind of, hurt him a little bit, but he still recovered from that. He has this fantastic regenerative powers that, if anyone is a fan of comic books, his regenerative powers are better than even Wolverine's. He can regenerate his entire body from a single cell. He is an excellent hand-to-hand fighter, and he can survive underwater, which, if I'm remembering right, let's see, where does King Kong live? He lives on an island surrounded by water.
Yeah. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Move on from that.
All right. But he takes plenty of direct hits from rockets and cannons, and I'll get into some more. I'll let you defend your King Kong now. But that's my opening arguments.
Those are all very valid points, Travis. Those are valid points. But I hate to get into the personal attacks, but I'm just not seeing how Gaira is all that smart. He just doesn't look like a smart kaiju to me.
Okay, Gaira was the smartest person in that entire movie because he went to eat that woman who was singing that song. He was the only person who wanted to shut that woman up who was singing that terrible song. So he is smarter than everyone else in that movie.
And okay, so that's fair, and I'll just bring it up. Since you brought that up, I will go ahead and concede that one of King Kong's main weaknesses is women. Let's just face it. It's one of his main weaknesses. It's women. He's just like that. But Kong is smart. Kong is very smart. In fact, he's so smart that I think that he could even convince Gaira to jump into that volcano himself. He could just talk Gaira into it. Just like, you know what, Gaira, go jump into that volcano. There's lots of goodies in that volcano. Go ahead and jump in there.
No. Sonda, Gaira's brother, couldn't even convince him to stop eating people. You're talking about King Kong convincing him to jump into a volcano? No, that is ridiculous. Yes, King Kong's biggest weakness is his relationship with humans, especially women, because he is constantly getting distracted. You know what Gaira doesn't care about? Humans. He will eat them, he will stomp on them, he will push them out of the way. He doesn't give a crap about human life. And so he will charge in and with those teeth and with that brute strength, take King Kong down.
I'm glad you said brute strength. Because King Kong also has brute strength. Anyone who can pry the jaws apart from a massive dinosaur like Gorosaurus has to have some kind of grip strength and some kind of upper body strength to stand up to Gaira. And I'm going to say that, Kong is not that slow. You saw him, if we're talking about Toho Kong specifically in King Kong Escapes, in that movie, he was quick. He was up and on his feet in no time when he was battling Gorosaurus. And Gorosaurus is no slouch. I want to say that Gorosaurus would even defeat Gaira. And if Kong was able to defeat Gorosaurus, obviously Kong can defeat Gaira with even more brute strength. You look at that upper body of Toho Kong from King Kong Escapes. He is a beast. He is built. He is stacked. Gaira, he has a dad bod. I just don't think Gaira can stand up to the raw brute strength power of Kong.
But the one thing I keep coming back to is his regenerative powers. How is King Kong going to defeat that? Because no matter how strong King Kong is, he cannot blast Gaira down to where he eliminates every single cell in his body.
To be fair, though, even by the end of that film, even by the end of War of the Gargantuas, Gaira was still pretty bloodied and scarred up. He can't regenerate that quickly. It would all really depend on situational. It would really depend on the situation for these two, and it would depend on how quickly Gaira could recover. I don't think Gaira could really even recover quick enough to handle just the onslaught of punches and kicks and bites and just the brute power of Kong. And let's just not and let's don't forget, Kong is smart enough too to use weapons. We don't see Gaira use a whole lot of weapons. Yeah, he throws around a few trees, he throws around a few tanks. Yeah, that's fine. But Kong is able to lift huge boulders, these massive mountain-sized boulders that can just bash Gaira over the head. And I wouldn't put it past my boy Kong to just shove a tree down Gaira's throat either. If he wants
Hey, wrong movie.
if
wrong
he
movie.
wants to eat something, Gaira can eat a tree.
Well, all I have to say is all Gaira has to do is get King Kong in the water, and then it's all over because Gaira can survive underwater. We saw that. And so and we know King Kong is willing to go into the water because he went into the water going after the characters in King Kong Escapes and ended up fighting the sea snake that was there. So King Kong is not afraid of water. He'll go into the water, and once he touches the water, it's all over. Gaira's dragging him down to the bottom of the water, and goodbye, Kong.
Okay, so we can probably do this all day long. But
Absolutely.
Travis, do you want to tell the folks how they can help us decide who wins here?
Yes, so you can now decide who wins between Gaira and King Kong by going to our social medias. We will be posting it on Twitter, a poll that will be running for probably about a week after this, when this episode comes out, that you can vote on. You can also check out the Kaiju Groupie Facebook group and see a poll that we have on there too, and cast your votes. And also you can comment and reply to us and let us know who you think wins and why. And should we have brought up a better argument for some of these things? I didn't even bring up the fact that King Kong got knocked out by a knockout gas.
Whoa.
So
No. Hang on. We're already past the arguments.
Okay.
We made the arguments.
Okay. So check out Kaiju Weekly on Twitter, at Kaiju Weekly, and you can also check out us on the Kaiju Groupie Facebook group to check out. And we will also be posting this as a video, separate little special video on the YouTube channel. So check out the Kaiju Weekly YouTube channel, and you can also comment on that and let us know what you think, who would win in this fight.